Hello everyone and welcome back to DIY-Dalton. Today I'm going to be fitting some daytime running lamps to the Nissan Qashqai. Something I want to do for quite a while. I think they look quite cool. There is actually an option on the strip lights that I've got for the sequential indicators. I'm not sure if I'm going to fit them yet. I'm on the edge. I like the look, but then it means I'm going to have to go and potentially add sequential strips to the side indicators, the rear, just to give that whole look. But yeah, I mean, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think, if I should activate them or not. But yeah, you should see. Now, what I'm actually going to be doing today is going to be very similar across a lot of other cars. So if you don't have a Qashqai, that's fine. Just keep watching. Hopefully it'll give you some motivation to do it yourself. And yeah, so let's see what parts we're going to be dealing with. Okay, so this is the parts table. There's not a lot to do. So first of all, these are the LED strip lights I've gone for. Okay, so they are nice and simple. They've just got a sticky back side. You can cut them to length if you want. These, I believe, are 60 centimeters. Then they've got 3 wires which come out. Okay, you've got obviously your normal ground and positive, and then you've got your yellow wire, which will be your signal wire that goes to your indicator. Okay, and that obviously turn on the amber lights. Now, these, when they come on at one brightness. One brightness? Yeah, brightness is a word. Why not? It's going to come at one level of brightness, and I believe the law states that if you have your headlights on, these need to be dipped or turned off. So I have purchased this little guy. Okay, I mean, this is a pretty cheap and cheerful version, but we're going to see what if it's going to work. Now, what this does, you power it directly to your battery somewhere on there. So you can obviously power, you've got your positive and your negative. And then you've got this, which hooks up onto your headlight beam. So when your main headlight comes on, it tells this thing to dip your daytime running lights. It actually reduces the voltage. Now, the good thing about this thing is because it goes straight directly to the battery, it measures to see if the car is on by measuring the voltage across the battery. So it's looking for anything above 13 volts. That means the alternator is running. That means it's going to turn on our strip lights. Okay, turn it off, and it obviously turns off. And I believe it says time lapse power off, so it means it's got a bit of a delay when it powers off, just to give that extra bit of time if it's got any, I don't know, fancy shows or whatever to do. So yeah, nice and simple. These two on the battery, this one on the headlight, the other two coming out go to our positive, negative in there. And that is it. And then obviously you've got your yellow for the sequential LEDs. As I said, still not sure if I'm going to put those on. Let me know if you want me to or not. It's going to be an extra 10-minute job, so it's not going to be too bad. Okay, so apart from those, I've got obviously my multimeter. That's going to help me find out which one is my headlight beam wire. Additional wires to extend these. You can see they're not very long, so I'm going to have to obviously extend them all together and then join them onto this thing. A couple of connectors to do that. Potentially some of these as well, just so we can connect onto our headlights. I don't want this to be completely permanent. If I ever sell the car in the future, obviously I want the option to take it off. So hence Scotch locks. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, without further ado, let's go to the car. Okay, so this is my headlight currently. And what I was planning on doing, I know a lot of the pictures and the guides say you can stick these over the top of the rim here, which means you don't have to take the headlight out, which seems a very sensible option. I actually like the idea of them coming from this section, running around, and then up here. The only thing is, there is not a lot of space underneath there. So what I want to see is if I can get them behind this little lip, so it still shines through the plastic. If not, I'm gonna have to stop about here, which will still work, but I really like it a bit higher. But we'll see where we can go. We'll get to a point, and then if not, we'll cut it. So there's a bit of a gap there, so that's good. Now, to take off the headlight is a bit of a nightmare. Not as simple as you'd think. So you've got 1, 2, 3 bolts up here. You need to remove the plastic clips that are on here and on there. And then underneath here, the plastic clip here you need to remove, a screw underneath here that holds this in, and then you can just about lever this out. So once you leave this out, inside here, is it going to focus? There you go. You got a whole screw up there. You can see just underneath that xenon ballast box, and then you get another screw up here as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, but what I've done is I've loosened this one enough. That means hopefully I can get this underneath there, and yeah, hopefully it'll work. So let's see what happens. Okie dokie. So I didn't get any of it in the film, however I have got the light in. As you can see, it runs down here around, and then it's a bit messy there, but it gets tucked up and underneath into there. So hopefully once it's all powered up, we can see how that looks. It was a bit of a pain. I didn't take the headlight out completely. I managed to lift it up slightly and just ease it in, and then go around there and obviously put all the fittings back in. So I'll try and get a tripod and do the other side so you can see what I'm doing, but yeah, let's go for it. Okay, so that's the second one in. Had a bit of a trouble coming up here. I had to get that bolt out. On this side, on the driver side, is a lot harder to get that bolt out. Okay, so now we've got the strips in place. Obviously, we now have these wires which we'll need to connect up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first I'm going to extend these wires, one here, and extend them so they run neatly along here, potentially underneath here, and then we can have our little battery connector situated around here. I'll get the tripod for that as well. Okay, so for now I have run the cable down through here, connected up to here. Obviously these will be made better. I'll get some insulation tape and some coverings around them. Run the cable along around here, under there, through here. I'm now going to connect these two cables, which is my other light, to this cable here, and then that's going to then connect to the battery connector thing. So now I'm going to put my tripod so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to quickly connect this up to the battery. Then we can actually see how these work. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how these work. And then what I'll do afterwards is just connect that to the driver's side or the passenger side headlight. Okay, well that is very crudely put in. I'll get this all neatened up after the video. I just really want to get these tested before I run out of time. So let's put the fuse in, or fuse and blow. That's always good. Now, let's see if this works. Oh, look at that. I like that. I mean, you can't really see much because it's daytime, but there's like a little sequence in the beginning that all starts up. I think that's pretty good. It's a job well done. Okay, so let's see what this looks like at night. Oh, now that. I like that. So there we have it. We have fitted the daytime running lights. I don't think they actually work as daytime running lights. They're a bit too dim. Yeah, it's just not really going to work. But at night, they do look pretty good. So I'll keep them on there. What I have done is actually I've disconnected the wire to the headlights because when the headlights came on and actually dropped the voltage so much, the lights turned off. So that's how it's a bit pointless. And what I have noticed, so for those of you guys are going to do it in the future, that little box that I use that connects directly to the battery, not overly brilliant. I mean, if you buy a better quality one, fair enough. Mine was just cheap. It's probably going to be better if you shove a relay on it and connect that to your ignition, an ignition switch. Because what I find is actually the two sides aren't synced, so one will turn on before the other one. So I mean, that could be a fault with the physical LEDs, or I think it's more likely going to be that box. So yeah, stay tuned for next. Like, subscribe if you want to. I've got many plans, just not a lot of time. So there we go.